Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Richard Lewis Show. I'm your host Richard Lewis. Joining me as he always does is my producer Sam Davis. He's lurking in the background. And Sam, I feel like shit, mate. I feel like shit. I just want to throw this out there. You know, yesterday I woke up and I was full of beans. I was full of energy. I mean, not literal beans, and not even non-literal beans. Not beans at all, really. No beans.
No beans.
Yeah. But, you know, and I felt great. I felt great yesterday. But kind of lurking in the back of my mind was something like, you know, fuck it. Maybe I'm not as great as I think I am, whatever. And then I started getting a bit of a sniffle last night. I was in bed. I was watching, what's it called? That Mindhunter on Netflix.
Right.
I haven't watched that yet. It's been all right, actually. It's been good. 5 episodes in. Been quietly impressed with it. David Fincher directed a few episodes. It's been enjoyable. And then I started getting a sniffle, like just a, you know. And I woke up today, man, and it's like I'm on the threshold of full-blown man flu. Like, I got fucking, my throat's sore, but not so sore I can't talk. I'm sick to the stomach, but not sick enough to puke. Got a runny nose, bit of a headache, and I got to be on TV in a bit.
Just fragile, it's all around fragile.
Yeah, well, you know, I fucking blame for it. Those fucking kids on that fucking plane, mate. Yeah, it's serious. They're fucking crying and screaming and puking and fucking breathing. It's just unreasonable. What about you? What you been up to?
Fuck all, but literally fuck all. Just living my movie ever since I got back home, just eating carbs and smoking my brain away.
How is your movie?
That's my dream, mate. Is just sitting in my room playing games and eating carbs.
Like, how is that your fucking movie, dude?
Mate, it's ideal.
What's your favourite type of carb?
Potatoes, but I don't know, potatoes on white bread. It's a close one,
Tough,
that is.
Tough, innit?
Ooh.
What about a jacket potato sandwich?
Nah, jacket potato, mashed potato, the most average potatoes, but.
What are you talking about?
I like a good sweet
mashed
potato, but.
Mashed potato was the king of potatoes.
Is it? Fuck, mashed potatoes
Yeah, of course
average,
it is.
but it's just mushy, but.
It's good. I like the mush.
I don't like the mush. I like my food al dente, mate. To the crisp. I want it to have a bit of bite in him. I don't want to be spoon feeding fucking old people food down my throat.
Everyone watching the show now realizes we've got nothing. We're
just talking about carbs.
Yeah, we're literally all out of shit. We're just talking about potatoes. Like, this is the show, guys. We're talking about potatoes. How can you hate mashed potato? How can you, like...
I don't hate it. I might be aggro, but it's definitely not in my top 5 ways to consume potatoes.
What? Mashed potato doesn't even make your top 5?
Nah, does it? Fuck.
Right, who are the 5?
Right. I'm going to go across all potatoes here, right? So, A1, sweet potato fries. Can't fuck with them. Can't fuck with the sweet potato fry.
They'd be in my top 5 too.
Right. Yeah. Number 2.
Uh-huh.
I might go with a roasty.
Yeah, a roasty.
A good old-fashioned roasty, mate.
Yeah.
Number 3, I'd go with a wedges.
I mean, wedges are just fat chips.
Yeah, well, they're fucking delicious as well, but... Spicy wedge, but...
No, I'd have mashed potato over wedges any day of the week.
No way, mate.
Right?
You're ill.
You got to have a hash brown in there.
Hash brown's pretty big. I fucking tell you what's big. If you got a couple of hours free, right? If you get a massive sweet potato, right? You get a massive sweet potato, right? Wrap that bitch in foil. Take some garlic, right? Whole fucking things, or just give them a bash. Whole cloth, one bash, chuck it on top. A little bit of butter, but put some chives in that bitch. You roll that in foil and you cook that for about an hour and a half, legit, turning it halfway through. That is peng as fuck. Try it out, kiddos.
I will, but like, it just sounds like such a mish. Like,
no, it is. It takes ages to cook because you got to get the beefy, like the fucking genetically modified ones. The ones that look like a watermelon. There's actually a sweet potato. Those ones.
So I mean, you've done all right there, but there's no way wedges would ever make the top 5. Wedges is just like, it's like I said, right? You know.
Yeah, we haven't even put chips in yet, though, so we can replace wedges with regular chips.
Yeah, but hang on a minute, right? You know, like, obviously you've lived on like a fucking, estate, right? Like council estate, whatever. And you know the cunt who lives on the estate with you, and he thinks he's better than you.
Yeah,
and
he
because he dresses up. Yeah, no, he is wedges. That's what wedges are. Wedges look down on all the other fucking potatoes, right? And they think they're better than them because they got some crumbs on them, or maybe they've been like
shit.
maybe they've been pan fucking grilled with a bit of paprika on them or something. You're just glorified fucking chips. That's all wedges are. Fuck them.
Yeah, but they still are glorified chips, so you can't take that away from them, mate. They are good chips, like.
No, a chip is good, but mashed potatoes, they're pissing on chips every day of the week.
Mate. It's only, you're saying that because you live in the south and you're just getting that good mashed potato, like that barbecue potato with all the butter.
The butter and the cream, and it's just like a thick soup almost. It's fucking.
Nah, I ain't a fan of that, mate.
You're not a fan of that?
That's too much. I don't like the texture. I don't like avocado either because the texture. It's like fucking.
I don't know why you're bringing avocado.
Moist. I don't know, because everyone seems to like avocado nowadays, and everything I fucking buy, you just add avocado in it. Like I had sushi the other day, sneaky couldn't put an avocado in there when I weren't looking, didn't he?
I mean, I don't know. There's not some secret conspiracy to fucking put avocado in everything.
No, right, there is, like, mate, have you not seen, like, millennials are, like, apparently it's a thing that gets reported in the news all the time. Millennials are killing the fucking world by buying avocados.
What, killing the world?
That's what Daily Mail told me, mate.
Fucking calm down.
Avocados are shutting down the world.
Why is that, then?
I don't know, mate. Ask Piers Morgan, I'm sure he knows.
Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask him. Look, well, let's stop talking about avocados and potatoes. It's a good discussion. Well, we can do this thing as well. We can involve the audience, Sam. So we can pretend that this.
Vote next week on your favorite carb.
Why not send us your top 5 potatoes? It's terrible. This is like Alan Partridge or something. So look, we're going to start the show by talking. Well, actually, do you know what? Right, let's just talk about the future for a little bit, and then we'll actually do the show proper. So I just had it. I've been thinking about new types of content, right? And because we want to stream more. Like after Rocket League, I'm going to get a big run of just pretty much all of December, not having to do much, and then obviously we go and we prep for the CS major. So I won't be on TV or anything, and there'll be a break where we can just sort of stream consistently. So I was thinking of things we could do for the stream that were going to be a little bit special, right? So I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, one of the things that I used to love was watching old shit movies, proper 1950s black and white stuff, And I've talked about this plenty, in some of my other videos, but that was a really defining thing for me. It changed my life, in a good way. And one of the things that I stumbled across when I was super young was this film called It Came from Hollywood. And it wasn't really a film, right? What it was 5 sections of just sort of compilations of all the funniest bits from old B movies, typically between the 30s and early 60s. And it was the best comedians at the time, doing a commentary over these clips and making it funny. And it was Cheech and Chong were on there, John Candy was on there, Dan Aykroyd was on there, Gilda Radner was on there, and it's called It Came from Hollywood. I think you can find it on YouTube. And I just thought it was fucking hilarious because it took the movies I was already watching and it just made them funny, And then obviously this sort of became what's it called, Mystery Science Fiction Theater or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's where the dude and the 2 robots watch a movie and they talk over it and stuff. So I was thinking well, why can't we do that? And obviously there's lots of copyright issues, but there isn't if you get movies that are in the public domain. So I was looking at the list of the public domain movies, right? And there's some fucking bangers in there, Reefer Madness, fucking House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price. So what I thought we would do is once a week over the Christmas period, we'll do Movie Mondays or something, right? And we'll play this movie. Yeah, you're all gonna come and watch it with us, right? You play this. We're gonna play these stupid fucking movies, these funny movies, and me and Sam are gonna get wrecked. All right, and we're going to have Sam Cam for it as well. It'll be me and Sam, watching this movie, and you can watch us and join in, and we'll just get wrecked, and we'll sort of like do a laugh track and talk over these movies. That's what I thought would be good. So we'll have like a movie night once a week. What do you think about that? I think that's a good idea. Like,
yeah, sounds good. I'm always down to get wrecked and watch a film. That's what gets me paid nowadays, mate. I'm in.
Yeah, and look at this. Like, see, people are like, yeah, people are loving it. Like, you know, the PogChamp's out. Sam Cam, we'll do a Sam Cam. So we think it's going to be a good idea. We're probably going to start with Reefer Madness because we think that's going to be. We think that's going to be hilarious. And we just had confirmation from Twitch today that it's okay as long as it doesn't violate any of the Twitch guidelines, so that it can't have gore and it can't have sex. Like gratuitous sex or anything.
But like,
so
if we wanted to go ham, couldn't we? We could actually do any movie if we wanted to go down the road of claiming it's fair use. Because if we're making critique, that's fair use, right?
There's no way. No way.
But
yeah, it's commercial purposes. Yeah, no chance. But as long as it's public domain, I'm telling you, mate, there's some bangers. Look, bring it up. Here, look, have a look. You bring it up on camera. Have a look at some of these fucking posters, mate. Like, just go to feature films on the there's some bangers here. I'm not even fucking around. These look like I would watch these in my spare time, right?
Sex Madness, Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, Night of the Living Dead.
Charlie Chaplin Festival.
Right? Look at that. Look at that.
Return of the Kung Fu Dragon, mate.
Yes. You see what I'm talking about? Like, there's some good fucking shit here. Like, now obviously some of it's gonna be fucking utter garbage, but I'm confident that with enough alcohol, right, and enough banter, we that's me and you, Sam, and obviously you guys, but mainly me and Sam. We can make anything watchable, you know. So yeah,
most of Charlie Chaplin shit is because he did it before the.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how we make Charlie Chaplin funnier than
yeah, I don't know.
Like maybe. So there you go. So that's what we're gonna do. Like, I think this will be good. So let's definitely do it. Anyway, so that's the future. That's what we're going to do. So that's just a little treat that's going to come at you. Probably after Rocket League, we'll do it. And then we'll keep you posted about that. We're going to do it. Yeah, Plan 9 from Outer Space is in there. All sorts of good stuff. Anyway, let's start the show. So, Richard, you never criticized Donald Trump, says the retard, that casually watches the show and doesn't realize that we actually do that all the time. Well, we did a bit on episode 100 where we talked about the dishonest media and how they misrepresent him and they make him look like an uncouth buffoon, which he is, but when he isn't an uncouth buffoon, and we pointed to, some of the ridiculous stretches that they'll go to, the fish food story, utterly ridiculous. He just followed, Prime Minister Abe's lead, and they tried to make it look like he'd done something ridiculous when he hadn't. So yesterday, right, I felt pretty good about that. I thought, we've represented the reality there, and we've rightly critiqued the media, and whatever you think about Donald Trump, be it bad or good, you've got to represent him as he is. I mean, everybody deserves that right in the press. So I was chilling, as I said, after the show, feeling pretty good. And it occurred to me, that Donald Trump was honoring the Native American veterans. Now, I don't know if people know about this, like obviously I wouldn't make an assumption that people would know about, like, World War II. But you know about the Navajo code talkers, right?
No.
You know about that?
Educate me.
All right. So from what I understand, and again, people with a better understanding of military history can explain this to me. But basically, there was because obviously another part of history, Native Americans got absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they try to make up for it by giving them monies and casinos and stuff, but it's not really sound, is it? Don't think it makes up for it, man.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just in case people aren't aware of that. The things that we call Americans now are basically just a bunch of people that just killed a bunch of other people, and the real Americans, they're pretty much dead. Or
your land, my land.
Yeah, it was one of those situations. So I don't know. Some people use words like genocide. It was kind of. So anyway, but during World War II, there was still some left, and they recruited about 500 Native Americans into the Marines. And what they did is they used Native American languages to transmit codes that couldn't be broken, because obviously the forces, that would have no frame of reference.
Yeah.
They'd have no frame of reference. So these are what we call the code talkers, as in they use the Navajo language. And how could anybody outside of the Native Americans have even any clue? These are languages that the average European wouldn't have been exposed to. So even syntax and stuff like this, they would need to put their finest minds on it and blah, blah, blah. So they basically developed codes that were built upon Native American language, and they used it to great effect to pass intelligence in the war. So as a result, these people are considered, quite rightly, heroes for their contribution to America and their service in World War II. So President Trump had a ceremony where he was honoring these brave veterans. And you know me, right? It's not that I'm conflicted on the issue of veterans, right? For me, first of all, World War II veterans, obviously, I don't think you need to necessarily even process geopolitics to just be like, yeah, they did a pretty good thing. I can be sympathetic to other people that maybe had to fight on the side of the Nazis, like people who were co-opted into it and stuff. It's a complex issue for sure, but the veterans of World War II, you take your fucking hat off, you salute those motherfuckers. Fuck your pathetic politics. If you're one of those fucking assholes, I don't want to fucking do that because all war is bad. Come on, dude. They're fucking 90 and shit now. Just show them a bit of respect, right?
Yeah, most of them also do not think war is good. They just had to do it.
Exactly, right? So, and I've talked a lot about this with modern veterans. It's dudes, trust me, you're not going to tell a veteran anything they don't already know. If you're some pimply-faced student and you go up to a veteran and go, and the only reason you were in Afghanistan was to secure resources for the American military. Yeah, they know. They know. Dude, they're still being paid to do that. Yes, obviously there's the whole preservation of freedom and God bless America. Yeah, there's that. It's yeah, okay. But, you're not going to reveal anything about the real world that a veteran doesn't already understand by the time they come home. It's not a cliche. They go away bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. 3 years in a fucking war zone, not seeing your family, seeing your friends die. You're going to come home a different person, and you should probably cut them some slack is what I'm saying. Yeah, again, I don't know. Maybe I'm too empathetic for my own good at times. But anyway, so he's celebrating these war heroes, these veterans. Good. I'm all about that, And it was going so well. It was going so well, Sam. And then Trump did a Trump, mate. He's
had a Trump.
Yeah, he had a Trump, mate. It was unbelievable. So there he is with these Native American code talkers. I mean, it's a bit of a faux pas. I think they were underneath a painting of Andrew Jackson, which is, to use the SJW term, it's a little bit problematic, right?
Could have maybe taken that out for the picture at least, boys.
Yeah, maybe, but whatever. Okay, fine. You probably can't take that down, can you? I mean, they could have just done it somewhere else, move it a little bit to the left, maybe, but whatever. But then, while he's saying how grateful he is for these guys and how brave they were, he just throws in a joke about Elizabeth Warren. Now, again, let's be clear. Elizabeth Warren, who he nicknames Pocahontas, quite rightly, because she did lie about being a Native American, part Native American herself, so she could get a scholarship for minorities, in a wealthy, affluent school, which is disgraceful. And, Democrat, of course. And nobody, every time she gets called out for it, people are going, oh, you're just being... She's not Native American. In no fucking way is she Native American. It's ridiculous. And she's got, she doesn't even say it anymore. Even now, when he calls Trump's calling the Pocahontas every 5 fucking minutes, she doesn't say, oh, well, look, she can't even prove it. There's nothing there. In fact, I think I might have read somewhere, don't quote me on this, but it's actually, there just isn't anything in a bloodline. Everybody knows it, But whatever, all right? Here's the thing, just don't make the joke now, Trump. We know you call her Pocahontas, but don't do it now. Not in front of these brave dudes that you're honoring. Don't make the shit joke now. Well, here's the thing, Sam. It just goes from naught to Trump real quick. So here's the video. Just 3, 2, 1 this. And if your arsehole doesn't pucker tight enough to shatter your spine, your mechanism's gone. That's all I'm going to say. So just 3, 2, 1 it.
And I have to say, I said...
I mean, that's just black. That's just a white
He's at an autoplay. Oh, he's at a widescreen, has he? A Harvey widescreen.
No, it's just white screen.
Oh.
White screen. Like.
I have to say, I said to General...
Hey.
3, 2, 1, go.
And I have to say, I said to General Kelly, I said, General, how good, here he is right there, the chief. He's the general and the chief. I said, how good were these code talkers? What was it? He said, sir, you have no idea. You have no idea how great they were, what they've done for this country. And the strength and the bravery and the love that they had for the country and that you have for the country. So that was the ultimate statement from General Kelly, the importance. And I just want to thank you because you're very, very special people. You were here long before any of us were here. Although we have a representative in Congress who they say was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas. But you know what?
What are you doing?
I like you because you are special. You are special people. You are really incredible people. And I have to, from the heart, from the absolute heart, we appreciate what you've done, how you've done it, the bravery that you display,
get involved.
and the love that you have for your country.
Please get me out. Just
Someone's got to step in. Yeah, it's nice to have you. Cheers.
What did he do that for? What did he do that for, though? It was going so well. You were here, even up to the line, you were here before us. Yeah, they were. It's good to recognize that, you know, and these people have made a contribution to American history, even though we're talking about modern white American history, right? Not Native American history. So, which is American history. I've got a book. I was reading up on it because obviously, you know, I want to get my citizenship and everything out here, you know. So I was reading about the Indian Wars. It is shocking, mate. It is some of the most horrifying shit I've ever read. So it's not like I don't take that lightly.
I put that in the citizenship chest, really, mate. I don't think you put that on the front page.
Yeah, not the horrifying shit, but the history about the regions and everything. It might. It's just good to know the history of the country you live in. You know, it would be hypocritical of me if I was to talk about assimilation of immigrants and then I came to America and I was like, well, I'm British. I don't really need to assimilate. You know, I got to learn the history and culture of where I live. I think that's reasonable. So anyway, it was just going so well, dude. I was like, fuck, he's acing this. What are people complain? Oh, there it is. Oh, no.
It is. He said Pocahontas for no reason.
Yeah. He's dropped a Pocahontas for no reason. And it's like, for fuck's sake. And then you realize the good bit, of course, is where he was quoting General, McMaster's or whatever. Help me. Help me, Sam. What's he done that
for? When I asked someone what to say, they told me all these good words. But I came up with Pocahontas. The great
why has he done it, man? Oh, fuck me. So yeah, I just couldn't believe that. And I even tweeted out. I said, like, the press, you can rightly have a field day with this. I mean, it's just so embarrassing. Like, it's so fucking cringeworthy and just so inelegant that you insult this chick every other day anyway. Why have you got to do it today? And why then? It is, just...
Why have you got me dropping, like, fucking rat beef in the middle of a dedication ceremony?
That's what I mean. Like, what is this? Oh, God. It was rough. It was rough. And, I hope he's rightly castigated for that. Because, again, it's like, it's not about you and your fucking, banter.
Rat beef.
Yeah. It's about you and your rat beef, right? It's about the guys that you're fucking honoring, man. Like, please, next time, not him. Just have him in the background like you did, just fucking, come on. Like, please stop this. Now, on the flip side, there was some good news because, again, I'm embarrassed by that shit, obviously. That's embarrassing. That's, whatever. But nothing's more embarrassing than someone in the foaming grips of Trump derangement syndrome. Nothing is more embarrassing than that. When someone is just read themselves into the next dimension. And I think one of the fucking worst examples of this, and again, we've talked about him on the show because he provides so much comedy, is Keith Olbermann. Now, again, for those who don't know, Keith Olbermann, he was just a sports guy. He was just a dude who talked about fucking baseball, right? And then Trump got in, and he decided...
And his box went...
his box went, right? And, he fucking went over to GQ in, like, 2016, and... they decided, like, just out of the fucking blue. And here's the thing. I'm not saying you can't go from fucking sports to political journalism. Hunter S. Thompson, for example, an incredible talent and fantastic mind, went between the two of them, even right up until the end of his career, where he was, doing a column for ESPN2, I believe, called Hey Rube or whatever it was. So... you can do it, but Keith fucking Olbermann is not fucking Hunter S. Thompson. This guy is fucking nobody, right? Like he's just not got. He's barely had a box for it to go. And ever since Trump got in, he started this thing called the fucking Resistance, and it's just this old man, and he just goes nuts. He just talks absolute shit. So anyway, the other day, Keith Olbermann, I think it was literally around about the same time old Trumpy was dropping the Pocahontas. Right? He announced that he'd quit. Right? He said, I'm going to leave political commentary. So here you go. This is the report over in Adweek. You can just bring this up. He said he was throwing in the towel. And I was like, well, why would you do that, Keith? Because it's only been a year. Surely the need for your precious resistance is greater now than ever because everybody, I say everybody, all these screeching liberal retards thought Trump was definitely going to get impeached like within 1 week, like or something. They were like, we're going to set reasonable demands. We want Trump out within a week and Hillary Clinton installed as God Emperor for life, please. Or Empress or whatever, And it obviously didn't happen. And then it was like, well, we'll invent the Russia thing. And that didn't work. And then it's, but, what else? He's unfit. There's this, there's that. It's none of it.
With ketchup.
Yeah. Eat two scoops. Yeah. None of that was impeachable. No matter how much ice cream he has, it's not an impeachable offense. And here we are a year, and Keith Olbermann's given up. He says, I'm leaving political commentary. And I was like, well, why would he do it? And he said on this video, which, again, definitely don't play Keith Olbermann, because I think after that cringeworthy clip of Donald Trump fucking up, I think the audience can only handle so much. And trust me, Olbermann just is cringe. But basically, to paraphrase, what he says is there are 8 different ways that Donald Trump will be impeached. And they're coming ASAP. And the one he focused on primarily was Mueller and how they were doing a deal. And no. Now, obviously, Trump's not going to get impeached, not over the Russian thing at least, because that's not real. So he says because of that, because he's so confident he's going to get impeached, he's just going to leave. Now, I'm going to tell you what really happened, all right? Now, this isn't based on sources. This is based on something called Common Dog, right? And Olbermann has been an absolute fucking train wreck. He's been embarrassing for GQ since he took over their political fucking commentary. And most recently, with Twitter announcing that they were going to step up their banning of people who attacked people on Twitter needlessly, and people who said, people who were being abusive. Well, this is all Olbermann does. In fact, he was used as the go-to example of Twitter's bias. And I'm going to show you why, Sam. And you're going to enjoy some of these tweets. So this isn't by no means comprehensive or anything. This is just a general cross-section of Keith Olbermann's tweets on a sort of daily basis. And if you just have a look at some of them, you might need to zoom in for some of these. But they're ridiculous. You can see here, after Donald Trump complained about leaks. I mean, he always replies to Trump, by the way. It's mad. He's always tagging him. You are the leaker, you stupid pea-brained motherfucking traitor. Resign. When the hurricane came in and Betsy DeVos said the hurricane was coming, Keith Olbermann goes, the hurricane is going to do less damage to schools than you are, motherfucker. There's something, I don't know why he keeps saying motherfucker. Like, he is like Avid Merriam's interpretation of Michael Jackson. Like, Shimon, motherfucker. Like, he just says it all the time. Donald Trump says something there. He goes, what needs to be replaced is this motherfucker today, this morning, now. To hell with you, you motherfucking traitor. You just denied healthcare to rape victims. Go fuck yourself. Not true, of course. That story was debunked. At no point did rape become a pre-existing condition. That was a lie. That was just a deliberate misinterpretation by the mainstream media. Ivanka Trump said something. Tell your racist, white supremacist, neo-Nazi father to get the fuck out of our society. I like the one in the top right, just a little bit more subtle. Go fuck yourself. At real Donald Trump, all in capitals. And on it goes, calling him a Nazi. And seriously, if you just go through his account, which is incredibly hard because nobody told this gray-haired, ancient, decrepit fucking moron. No one told him you can just retweet your own tweets now. So he's actually, if you go through his timeline, he's tweeted out his own show, right? He just tweets it out about 50 times a day. And it's like, you have to... I'm not kidding. Again, these aren't exaggerations. Whereas he could just systematically and periodically retweet it. So I'm going to tell you what happened. Because of all the pressure that Twitter got, because why are you letting Keith Olbermann get away with calling the president of the United States a Nazi, a motherfucker, Betsy DeVos, Secretary for Education, a motherfucker, calling them traitors, like just embarrassing himself, just frothing all over the place like some hysterical fucking cretin. Obviously, someone's had a word with GQ saying, if he keeps doing this, we're probably going to have to ban him. And as a result, Keith Olbermann's gone, well, if I can't call the president of the United States, the democratically elected president of the United States, a traitor and a motherfucker every day, I don't want to do my show. That's how much the resistance means to him. And I'll tell you another thing as well. We're going to get to a point where all this resistance bullshit isn't going to be profitable anymore. People are bored of it. Donald Trump's been elected for a year now, for good or ill. You now have to just lock yourself in, strap yourself in, ride it out for 3 years, and go and vote for somebody else next election. But please, the average American, the average person is bored now. We are bored now. We're bored of the lies. We're bored of the hysteria. We're bored of the resistance. When what you're in it for is money and credibility. You were a second-rate baseball pundit. That's all you were. And Donald Trump getting elected and you saying the magic code of "fuck you, you traitor" in block capitals gave you a credibility and an audience you never had and didn't deserve. Right? That is it. People are bored. People are even bored at the intimation, and I don't even think this is fair or right. By the way, I think the people who were sort of protesting the NFL protests are being a bit ridiculous. But, you know, you're seeing these empty stadiums throughout the NFL. People are sick and tired of the virtue signaling, the nonsense, the resistance. They just want to get on with their fucking lives now. They just want to count the dollars and cents, you know, and what actually impacts on my life in a meaningful way. And of course, the intelligentsia can fucking sit on the coasts and fucking, you know, circle jerk each other off. But the real world has moved on now and desperately wants you to join us. So this is a good thing. I would also seriously recommend that Keith Olbermann got some serious mental help, because he clearly has lost his fucking mind. And he needs to be looked after.
Do you reckon all the people who've lost their mind now will just return back to normal if Trump ever does leave? Like, say, in the 4 years, you know, they just come back to Earth? Or they
it's a tough question, because when you talk about getting back to normal, how do you go back to normal? How do you wake up one day? Like, so in 3 years from now, you wake up, new president's in. Donald Trump is a one-term president. No doubt in my mind about that. How do you go for at least 1 year? But let's assume they do it for the remaining 3. How do you just wake up one day? I spread lies about Russian propaganda. I called everybody who voted for a candidate I don't approve of a neo-Nazi. I advocated for the rise of violence in public, that if anyone wears a MAGA hat, they deserve to get a baseball bat to the face. I advocated for all of this while also simultaneously stoking the fucking fires of division in this country to make money. Like, how do you go back to normal after that? How do you look anybody in the eye after that? Because I tell you, you know, I go for a walk around Atlanta or, you know, wherever I am in America, and it's crazy. It's like, it's just, it's business as usual for everybody who leads a normal life. You know, people aren't goose stepping down the streets, taking people to the camps. The policies that have been passed have been minimal. I mean, there's some stuff I don't like, you know. Sure, I don't like it when Donald Trump fucking just wakes up one day and says, yeah, we should ban the transgendered people from the military. I'm just going to tweet that out, and that probably makes it real. And it's like, no, it doesn't, mate. There is a process. I don't like that. I don't like the arguments, you know, that, for example, if you're going to make the argument that transgender shouldn't be in the military because there's a correlation between them and mental health, well, the bulk of the military is made up of men, and men have higher suicide rates, and men have more likely to shoot people. You know, if we're just talking statistics. So that doesn't make sense. And you can't do it for financial reasons, because if you say, oh, but all that hormone stuff we got to give them, well, yeah, I mean, it was proven that we spend more on fucking Viagra for veterans. And by the way, let those veterans have their blues.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you've got PTSD and you can't get an erection, fucking help that brother out. You know what I mean? Like, get him his blues so he can get his dick hard,
yeah,
you know?
If you put a shift in, fair enough. You can get the Viagra for life afterwards.
Yeah. But they spend, you know, it was ridiculous. It was like, what was it, like 5 times as much on fucking Viagra than they do on hormones? So I don't like all of that shit. But the good news is there's checks and balances. That stuff didn't pass. It didn't get through. So nobody's under attack. Nobody's going to camps. You've just got a Republican president who's not even a traditional Republican. And he's going to do some good things, mostly for the economy, because that's what he's interested in fixing, and mostly for jobs and businesses. And yeah, there'll be tax breaks for the rich, probably. Don't pretend that wouldn't have happened under Hillary. You're mental if you think that. She was bought by the banks. Let's all just be real for 5 fucking minutes. But America's just tired of it now. Can we just get to the end? If you're somebody who's out there telling the other people that you know, it's America, it's full of racist, white supremacists on the rise, panic, hate your fellow man, this person voted for a candidate that you probably wouldn't have voted for, so hate him, you can't trust them. If you're doing this, you shouldn't be allowed to go back to normal, Your credibility for me, if you were one of these hysterical, Trump derangement syndrome sufferers, now your credibility is forever tarnished. That's it. It's game over. So yeah, I don't know if they can go back. I certainly hope people don't let them. Like if Keith Olbermann wants to rock up and talk about baseball, somebody should be bombarding him with the pictures of him wrapped up in the American flag, fucking crying to himself like a fucking retard. Like every day of his life now. That's who you became. You chose that. And again, it was for money. You lied to the public and made the public feel afraid for money. Fuck you. Fuck you for life. So yeah, anyway, okay, let's do some comedy. I got some good stories for you, Sam. Animal madness this episode. Animal fucking madness. So what do you think about dolphins, mate?
Bit of a broad question. Yeah, they're alright, like. They're not bad. Never had a bad run-in with one.
I've said this, right? Now, this might be a little bit, Eddie Bravo, right? So I when people always ask me, always ask me. They don't always. People always ask me, right? So
what about those dolphins with lasers on?
No, people say to me, what do you think would happen if aliens? You've had that conversation. What would happen if aliens came down to Earth? And how would we? What would happen? Well, here's the thing: if you ever want to imagine what it's like, you only need to look sort of at the way we treat animals of like higher intelligence, and dolphins, for example. Dolphins have had it pretty good out of all of the animals, but that still doesn't really stop us, sticking them in cages, and we haven't really sort of made any concerted effort
on their backs, just gripping them by the fins.
I mean, that's more killer whales.
No, you ride with dolphins as well, swim with dolphins.
Yeah, you can ride dolphins like it. I mean, you've seen that old story about they were feeding the dolphin LSD and jerking it off.
What the old story, like?
You never heard about this?
No, why would I?
Right, hang on. This is a well-known experiment. Everybody knows about this.
I did fucking buy carbon vinegar in school, but there was no LSDs and wanking off dolphins.
No, I didn't do it. NASA or someone did it. It was NASA. Yeah.
Who's NASA getting fucking dolphins pumped up on drugs and wanking them off?
It's in the 60s. So
it was the 60s, we were all doing it. Fucking Dolphin had a double dose, I give him an Andy. It was a good night.
So just listen, get a grip, all right? Get a grip of yourself, right? So basically what happened, it's complicated. So what happened was, they were feeding this dolphin like LSD, and they were trying to learn its language and sort of communicate with it. And then one of the marine biologists that was involved in this NASA experiment, I think her name Margaret Lovett. Yeah, no, but the dolphin got attached to her. It like formed an attachment, so it wouldn't.
This before or after the reach?
No, she hadn't wanked it off yet.
Oh, okay.
Right. This is pre-wank. So
this is before they got engaged.
Yeah, I can't believe you never heard about this. So basically, what happened was, it wouldn't comply with the fucking experiments, right? Not because it wanted to be amorous with her and play with her. And it just wouldn't do anything, and it kept lying on its back. And again, I don't know how much you know about dolphins. Where they can just they keep their dicks up in them, and when they just flop, they can just relax. And they got a big old wang. A dolphin has, and so it was just lying there with its knob out, right, as if to, fucking we ain't going back to the experiment.
Who's this Dolphin Weinstein just laying there with his knob out?
Yeah, mad, isn't it, right? So basically, the dolphin would be like, look, we ain't taking any more of that fucking good LSD and doing any more of your exercises till this fucking dick gets dealt with. So this chick was like, fuck it, like, we got to get the experiment done, right? So she would decided to jerk off the dolphin. Worst thing she could have.
Hang on. Who reaches the conclusion? Right, hang on. That dolphin's lying on his back with his knob out. He looks a bit stressed. I'll wank him off so we can feed him more LSD.
Dude, she was a marine biologist.
Oh, right, yeah, that sound.
She knows the signs. She knows the signs. Right?
Is this a pickup or a science experiment?
Right. So anyway, she as if Kai's in the chat and he says Dolphin CK. So anyway, so basically she was like, look, we got to get the experiment done. So if I don't wank off this dolphin, it's never going to get done.
Who knows this?
She's Sam, I'm telling you, she's a marine biologist.
Mate, bring me one marine biologist book. No, this isn't in the fucking wiki, like. This is not in the fucking, these aren't in the fucking learning materials.
Right.
Section 1, Part B, wanking off dolphins.
Right, so she's wanking the dolphin off for science, Sam. She's not doing it because she wants to fucking... She's not enjoying it. I mean, she might have enjoyed... I don't know, but I don't think so. But anyway...
How can a dolphin give consent?
Mate, it's getting its dick out. The dolphin is fucking gagging for it, mate. So, anyway, we got to get the experiment done. The dolphin won't play ball until somebody jerks it off. I guess it's got me. So she jerks it off. She jerks it off, right? But that's the worst.
She needs to be investigated.
Well, dude, it was this. Right? I mean, she talks about it now. That thing I just linked you to was she's interviewed in it. So anyway, she jerks it off. Can we just get past this bit? Can we just get?
I can't get past. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a pretty big deal in my book. Like feeding a dolphin LSD was wild enough. Now we're just straight having sex pies in SeaWorld.
I'm just gonna move on. So the worst thing she could have done was jerk the dolphin off, because once it got it once, it knew it could get it all the time. So it became even more resistant to the science experiment. And was just getting his nub out all the time, like every time she was down there. So now it became a routine of the exercise that before we start talking while we're all fucked up on LSD, she had to give it a handy.
This is mental.
Right, no, but this is all real. This is like, I can't believe you never heard about this. This is like talked about all the time. I'm sure there's been other fucking podcasts that have talked about this. I'm sure Joe Rogan's talked about it. So she now has to wank the dolphin off all the time, and she's just riding with it. Now, how this story ends, I think, is the dolphin now is really attached, because it's like it's his first human sexual partner. He's
never
like,
forget your first love, do you?
Never forget your first love. Yeah. So, I think what happened was, in the end, I think it killed itself. I don't even know how.
Fuck me. What kind of story is this? Is this dolphin Sid Barrett from fucking Pink Floyd? Just smashing LSD, getting wanked off.
Yeah, look, it says here that the dolphin committed suicide. I don't even know how it does that. But yeah, once the experiment stopped and she wouldn't wank it off anymore or talk to it, it just sort of went into the back of the thing and it wouldn't expose itself to sunlight and it wouldn't eat and it just died and it just killed itself. It was so sad about not getting wanks anymore that it killed itself.
So really, she killed him. I'm gonna blame her death on it. If you're gonna start wanking a dolphin off, you're gonna have to do it till death. You can't cock tease the dolphin. Like once you're in, you're in.
Well, yeah, I mean maybe. So anyway, this was only meant to be a tangential thing. I just wanted to. I thought you would have already heard about it, but seriously, read up on it. Right, like it's mad. I mean, like anybody who says like, "Oh, NASA are pretty fucking boring," like they were doing some crazy shit. Whoever even conceived of this experiment, like, let's find out if we can communicate with dolphins by feeding them acid and a healthy dose of wanking. Madness. But anyway, so yeah, the dolphin died. Now, the point I was trying to make is, we haven't made a concerted effort to kind of understand the dolphin language. We don't treat dolphins as if they're incredibly intelligent, and they probably are way more intelligent than we even give them credit for, even though everyone says, they're the second most intelligent creature on planet Earth or whatever. There's a big drop off after our own self-esteem and self-perception of humans. And that, to me, is that is an alien. That's an alien life form that needs to be communicated with. And what are we doing? We're sticking them in cages, wanking them off, fucking...
Sounds like a good life to me if the aliens are going to come down.
You have that, mate.
Carbon wank off every night, mate. Do some LSD before bed.
But I read this story the other day, and it just made me like dolphins even more, because they found proof of dolphins getting wrecked, getting high, right? And if you think about it, right, I know this sounds like a trivial thing, but it's only very evolved life forms and sort of higher beings that make the conscious decision to alter their reality and to know they're doing it. Not accidental, not like when a fucking squirrel eats like a fermented fruit and fucking like wrecks itself by accident. Consciously chooses to get fucked up. And they found that dolphins were passing around puffer fish. Because if you chew on them a little bit, if you're a dolphin, that is, not if you're a Sam. If a Sam,
I got an idea, Rich.
yeah. Hey, last time we tried to lick those toads, mate. Never again. But if a dolphin can chew on a pufferfish a little bit, and the nerve toxins intoxicate them, gets them fucked. And they observed dolphins. They would get these like pufferfishes, and they would like pass them around like puff,
pass, mate.
Yeah, puff, pass. And they would all take little bits of nerve toxin each to get fucked up, and then they just all swim around, go, bloody hell, I wish I was getting wanked off by a human.
Remember them we were giving us acid for free and wanking us off?
Those
were the days.
Oh. You know, and they've observed this behavior in like primates, right? As well. So I think this is like fascinating. Like I love fucking nature documentaries and shit. Like it's pretty interesting. But yeah, this was like something new, you know, because like I've seen dolphins do some pretty depraved shit. Like we've all seen that gif of that dolphin just
fucking a fish.
Yeah, fucking a fish. Yeah, we've all seen that. But you know, just the idea of it, like they're just, you know what, we're just gonna get high now. More puffer fish, Simon.
Got nothing on.
Yeah, I've got nothing on. We're just gonna do some puffer fish and get wrecked. So there you go, dolphins.
Steve Stagg do.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty good. Now, while we're on the subject of nature, Russia's a bit mental, isn't it, Sam?
Can be, yeah.
You know, I don't like to make broad sweeping generalizations about countries, but if the internet has taught me anything, and it's taught me a lot, like dolphins, for example, Russia is mental. It's just unbelievably mental. It's just buildings that just, you know, bricks just falling on people's heads. Everyone's got a fucking cam built into their car, and they're just running each other over, and just fucking smashing into each other. It's just mental. Russia's just mental. Things explode. And the most mental part of Russia is obviously Siberia, right? Now, I don't often cite the fine publication Siberian Times, but I had to for this one. It is the most mental headline I have ever seen. I know I said this yesterday, but this is it. This is the one, Sam. This is the headline of 2017. All right? In Siberian Times. It was so mental, I had to go and check that it wasn't satire. It's not. It's real. So, here's the headline. Siberia, of course. Brown bear armed with 2 guns on the loose in Siberian region.
Where's he got them from?
Why do Russian bears have guns, Sam? What is going on, mate?
That's like teaching a tiger how to control fire, mate. You've taken away the one advantage we had over bears.
It's fuck now. So, here's the thing, dude. Like, I was like, you know, obviously it does conjure up a particular image, this story.
Yeah, I imagine him holding him akimbo, like.
Yeah, like not one gun.
No, I imagine 2 pump shotguns. And he's
The bear recoil's not going to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But basically what happened was there was this 57-year-old hunter just living in Siberia. You can see the picture of the hut. Like, who lived, like what kind of double hard bastard?
Fucking hell.
Like, Yeah, it's only one of the coldest places on planet Earth.
It's not even a big house either. It's literally just a shed.
Yeah, it literally is like shed. I'm just living in a shed. So this 57-year-old hunter, right? Basically, some bear had got like hungry and was like rummaging around looking for food, and it ran away with his bag of guns. Right? He had, and look at his guns, by the way. Like, look at what is the standard kit for a Siberian hunter.
Fucking hell, he's ready.
Yeah. Scoped shotgun and a fucking carbine assault rifle. Like, not bad. So there you go. The bear decided to steal his guns. So watch out. In Russia, bear hunts you, as they say. So I thought that was good. And then, although actually, while we're just on the subject of Russia, there was another story from Russia I had on my short list of ridiculous stories to talk about. Where was it? Hang on, let me find it. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Also from Russia, there was this. You know, I don't like The Independent, but they're good occasionally for a hilarious story now and then. Not hilarious, it's tragic, but you know. It's just so Russian. And this is just in. This is fresh off the press. Russian man dies after posing for photo with hand grenade.
That'll do it. That will do it.
Alexander Chechik was killed instantly. So he was posing for photos, right? Doing a selfie while holding a grenade. And then he just pulled the pin out. And the mad thing is, people were like sending him texts, like talking on like Instagram, right? And they were saying like, dude, that's a fucking live grenade. Don't fuck around. And he did fuck around. He blew himself to bits, mate, and killed himself. So it just says
here. Why
he
pulled the pin out?
I don't know about that. I mean, you probably shouldn't pull the pin out of a grenade. Like, you can even see in the picture, like.
Yeah, it's got the pin on there.
Yeah. He's literally pulled the pin out, mate. You know, grenades, they're not complicated bits of kit, are they? I mean, they're designed to be simple and to be used in, like, panic situations, you know? And the one thing I know about hand grenades...
They blow up.
Well, yeah, okay, that's number one. Number one, they explode. Number two, they explode after you pull the pin out, right? What was he doing? Like, what?
Yeah, you could have got your point across with the pin in, really, mate. If you want to be looking hard.
Yeah, no one's going to say, pussy, get that pin out, you pussy. Or
pull it out and upload the picture within 8 seconds, very one.
Yeah, pull that pin out and stand there for exactly 8 seconds. Otherwise, you is a pussy. Or like, what is that about? Like, it's so ridiculous. What a fucking waste of life, you know. That's going to be in a Darwin Awards soon.
Oh yeah,
you know. But just mental. Look at this. A source said apparently the guy did not manage to insert the pin back in. The explosion broke him in half. Well, thanks for that extra detail. Thanks for that detail, dude. Maybe leave. It's just Russia, isn't it? Just like everything in Russia is just mental. It's just so cold. Like they're not even like, he didn't get the pin back in. It's a tragedy. Like he was killed instantly. At least he suffered no pain, you know, or something like that. That's what you would say if it was any other country, right? Because it's Russia. The explosion broke him in half. Like, yeah, thanks for that.
He pulled out pin. He died.
It's like Ivan Drago in my mind. Yeah. Fuck me, dude. Just so mental. So yeah, that was Russia. Meanwhile, over in China, which definitely not a mental place to live. This story just tickled me, Sam. Because obviously, you know the big company Alibaba?
Yeah.
Well, Alibaba It's obviously like a huge company over there. You may know them, you may not, but they've even been involved in esports. So there is that, right?
And they're like a Chinese eBay, sort of like a wholesaler.
Like Amazon, eBay type thing. Yeah. So basically, there was this Alibaba employee, right? And there was he saw 4 people drowning in in a lake in Hangzhou. And he's 42-year-old, this guy, and he dives in, he gets them out, saves the lives of these 4 people. And the people that he saved were carrying a very expensive, cargo, right? Now, can you guess what that cargo might be? Like, if I said to you, what they were carrying an expensive
gold bullion.
Gold bullion, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Electronic goods, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? And basically, without spoiling the sort of punchline, they said, well, because you saved our lives, we're going to give you a lifetime supply of our precious, precious cargo that we were carrying.
Nice.
So, yeah, landed, right? Like, fucking brilliant. Problem, Sam. Their precious cargo was fucking fish heads.
Just what I wanted for Christmas. The perfect stocking filler.
A lifetime supply of fish heads. What is that, bro? Why? And apparently, it's a delicacy in that region, apparently, to eat the fish's head.
Would you rather have a fish, like? Isn't the body nicer?
Yes. Yeah, I was just going to say, if you like the heads, you're going to love the body. Like,
yeah.
If you just go a little bit south, you're going to, He doesn't look that happy in that picture, does he, mind?
He's got a little bouquet of flowers. I wonder if they give him flowers and a box of fish heads. There you go, mate. Come back next week for another box.
It's just, what? You're just going to be eating fish heads, man. Like, it's so ridiculous. A lifetime supply. How many fish heads is that?
Many as you can eat, I reckon. I'd get my money's worth. I'd be having 16 fish heads a day.
It's not a buffet, Sam.
It's gotta be, mate. You save 4 people's lives. If you're giving fish heads, at least make a decent amount of fish heads. Come on, be reasonable.
See, the sensible people are coming in the chat now. The fish heads are used for soup. It's good stuff. Tell you what, mate.
Have a fish soup. I bet it's bargain.
Right, Reggie Roo. I'll tell you what, Reggie Roo. You can keep your fucking fish head soup. You can keep it, mate. Forever. I am never having your fish head soup. I don't care how good you say it is. It's not for me. You know what we do with the head of the fish where I'm from? We chuck it in the fucking bin. Right? Stop putting any old shit
Plenty
in the
more fish in the sea, mate. Hey. He's done yet.
So thanks for tuning in to the show, Reggie Roo. You've
It's giving him some fish heads, man.
What are you doing, man?
Giving him some fish heads.
You're so fucking stupid, man. Look at this, man.
Fair's fair, you won him, mate. Give him the fish he desires.
But just look at the state of the head.
It's not ideal, like.
That's not ideal, is it? So, just gross. But at the end of the day, you know what they say?
Free fish is a free fish head.
If it's free, any all's a goal or whatever.
Any fish is a dish.
Yeah. So I suppose I'll take that. All right. So here's something else, mate. Obviously we talked on the show yesterday about the waifus.
Yeah.
Right. And I thought that was as pathetic as it could get. Because I don't understand all this stuff, like the anime body pillow. Like it's, I'm still watching what you're doing. Lips, of course. Right? Sorry, you do it. But I don't get it. Like, why are fucking people so into that shit? Like with the anime body pillows and stuff. Because like people do it unironically, you know. It's not like just people like having a laugh and going, "Ha, you know, I'm a nerd. I've got an anime." People genuinely like that fucking anime body pillow stuff.
I get it. I like a big pillow, but it doesn't have to have a weird face on it. Can't we just have a big pillow?
Yeah, I just, it's so fucking sad, dude. And I like honestly, it's really pathetic. Like, have you seen those one-armed pillows?
Oh yeah. Like it's got a torso and an arm coming off of it.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it's called the boyfriend pillow.
Yeah.
Just have a look at this, mate. Because they even sell these in Walmart now, by the way. This level of tragedy in our lives has been like normalized. Let's look at this. Bring this up, man. Like fucking please. If this ever happens to me, Sam, if I'm ever there, if you ever see one of them over there, have a fucking word, mate. Because they're just...
if it's even made into a creepy hand, like...
That's what I mean.
Throw the fuck up, innit?
The fucking boyfriend pillow, mate. Like, it's just too much, brother. And imagine needing... Oh, there you go. Look, go back to the picture of the chick using it.
Yeah.
Just that there. Thing is, there's no way she needs one of them, by the way. Like, you know, add on a hunchback and whatever else, you know?
And a beard.
Yeah. But, you know, it's ridiculous. And it's just sad. It's just like unbelievably sad. And you know, it's pathetic. I can't even imagine what it would be like to need that in your life. Like to need that. To come home to the boyfriend pillow. Like, ugh. You have to. You've got to
fucking get an animal or something. Get a dog you can give your love to. Why a pillow?
At that point, mate, you have got to step up and make changes to your life. If you're seriously considering buying the boyfriend pillow, you've got to step the fuck up and just make some positive changes to your life. You've just got to get to the fucking gym or get on a dating website or get on Tinder.
Get a bearded dragon. Get something in your life.
Yeah. What was his bearded dragon? The bearded dragon in The Simpsons called Jub Jub.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, get yourself a Jub Jub. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. But I've seen something more pathetic than that. More pathetic than that, Sam. It's from Japan.
Classic banter.
Classic banter. Don't know what's going on in Japan, mate. I keep saying this. There was a nice comment, actually. Hang on. Before we do this, because I feel like I wreck Japan on this show a lot, right? And maybe it's because I was brought up with... did you ever used to watch Tarrant on TV?
No.
Chris Tarrant.
No.
He used to do this Japanese game show called Endurance. You ever seen that?
Oh, I think so. That rings a bell. Let me have a Google.
Right. Yeah, have a Google. They did this one where it was like they made they had put like ice packs. They made you drink like liters and liters of water and then put ice packs on your bladder and like the last one to piss wins and stuff. And it's like Japanese men like going, ah. And they did all sorts of shit. Endurance was crazy. So and Chris Tarrant, it was on once a week, Tarrant on TV. And they would just show, you know, like Japanese game show shit, right? And it was like, you know, but obviously, mad respect for the culture out there, mad respect for the history and their attention to detail. It's a fascinating country. Again, victims of one of the you know most grotesque atrocities, having a nuclear bomb dropped on you and everything, and just an amazing country culturally, you know. But when it comes to to talking about Japan on the show, we never really reflect that, do we? We always just straight wreck them.
I think most people from Japan know there's some funky shit going down. It's just in like TV and shit is where they just go ham. Like all the adverts and stuff are always mental.
Mate, they're self-aware. They know. So look, here we go. This was the comment on the YouTube thing. As a Japanese citizen, I feel incredibly honored that you occasionally touch on our inexhaustible supply of tentacle hentai porn and other madness to warm people's hearts.
Shout to the cook.
Yeah, of course. Please be a bit mindful of the sources, though, when it comes to our news, because without meaning to sound like Alex Jones, the Japanese leftist news media
are controlling the anime waifus.
You gotta step it up, people. We're gonna take our body pillows. I'm here. I'm a human. I'm a pioneer. Right? So, anyway, the Japanese leftist news media and its foreign correspondents, funded and run by literal communists and certain anti-US Japan groups residing in Japan, are notorious for deliberately pumping out absolutely baseless defamatory fantasies to damage the economy, foreign relations, and national prestige of Japan. The biggest and most constant offenders being the Asahi and Manichi newspapers, whose reporters also feed their masturbatory drivel to their fellow trash like Reuters, New York Times, and HuffPo. Basically, they run Trump had Russian prostitutes piss on him level of BS against the entire Japanese people every day. And then he's given us some links, which I'm afraid to click on because the guy does sound a bit intense.
Maybe we need to go deeper on Japan, mate.
Yeah, maybe. But thanks for that. We love it when we get a comment from people from all over the world. It makes me feel the truly global appeal of the podcast.
Globalist.
Yeah, the globalist media. If people are saying, "Oh, he actually does a good impression of Alex Jones." You ever see me and Alex Jones in the same room? I had to put on this bodysuit. Like it's awkward, but it's worth it. It's worth
selling brain pills, man.
I was just gonna say, mate, I get all the brain pills I can eat.
All the fish heads I can eat, all the brain pills I can eat. I'm living like a king. I'm living in a cabin in the woods.
That caveman supplement that we sell over at InfoWars, pure fish heads. So.
Straight to the head. Fish heads and deer meat ground into a fine paste.
Yeah.
Mixed with the blood of elk.
They're demons! More demons! So anyway, back to Japan and the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. It's really bad, Sam. It's too much in a way. It makes the boyfriend pillow look quite reasonable. It's called the Panty pillowcase.
What does that mean?
Bring up the picture, Sam. I'm gonna sit and wait for the chat reaction when you see this.
And the fucking headline makes it worse.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. There's an extra bit I'm leaving out deliberately. Yeah. So these are the Panty pillowcases that allow users to simulate the experience of lying on a woman's crotch, soaking up the sleeper's oils to create a distinct scent.
Who sleeps on crotches for a start? Like, that's never where I've taken a nap, female company or not. You don't just sleep on the crotch.
Hey, once you've slept on a crotch, mate, you can't go back to a bed.
Yeah. How do you expect me to have a pillow now?
Exactly. That's it, mate. I've tried everything. I've tried hammocks. I've tried beds. I've tried those memory foam mattresses. Give me just crotches. I just need crotches, mate. So anyway, yeah. So basically, the premise of this.
Nap in, mate.
Yeah, the premise of this. I'm too scared to play the video, but I don't want to end up on a list. I probably already am on it. Whatever. But basically, what they do is you sleep, and you're not supposed to wash the pillow for some reason.
Oh, you grossies, but you grossies.
Yeah. So
basically, it's just a a massive pair of panties that smell of your sweat and beef.
Yeah.
And you just sleep and I'm going like, oh, that smells.
You
beefy.
basically you beef the pillow, and then you have a snuggle of your own beef.
And pretend it's someone else's crotch beef.
Yeah.
So,
it's.
I'm in.
I mean, they're only $20, Sam. Yeah. Christmas is around the corner. I might get you a pair of these. So, and then for Sam,
I might just wear them.
There's the thing. They look
sell
like
them, a pair of we can sell them for fucking, there we go, £100 a pop. You can have my massive panties right around your pillow. They'll come pre-beefed, mine will. I'll even pre-beef them.
I wouldn't sell your pre-beef to any.
Jar full of pre-beef.
No way, look. So yeah, just sad. Like it's just sad. So yeah, I got a few with the little bits and pieces. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of time to prep the show today. I was kind of more focused on By the Numbers, which by the way isn't happening today. We're going to do that tomorrow now because Duncan is a little bit under the weather. I'm probably going to be dying on my arse tomorrow. But we'll make it work, and we're still going to try and squeeze in 2 shows before the end of the month as well, because we need to for the Patreon, and we as I said, we take that pretty seriously. But so here was something else, right? Like Facebook, dude. Obviously, like there's been lots of fucking talk about all these tech giants and what they do with your data, and. I mean, I think there's been a much more interesting sort of bigger story unfolding, which I don't want to get into now because I haven't sort of researched it and prepped it, and I don't want to do it off the cuff because I think it's a really important story. And that is that, first of all, we have now demonstrably proven that these tech giants are all in cahoots with each other. They all sit on each other's boards. They've all got people who invest in each other. They're basically a group, so Twitter and Facebook and Reddit and all these other social media platforms, they're all intertwined.
The mafia of the Silicon family, mate.
Yeah, and I think what we're going to see is, especially with Twitter making this announcement, that they're going to kick a bunch of people off on the 18th of December. And what's really worrying as well is they're not going to kick people off for things they do on the platform. They've said we're going to assess what people are doing off the platform. I mean, they've explicitly said that. So you might have a Twitter account, Sam, and it might be the nicest Twitter account of all time. You might literally be like, messaging people, hey, can we organize Secret Santa? I'll get you a panty pillow. Or wank off a dolphin. And everyone's like, yeah, love you. Miss you, love you. And that could be your Twitter account. But then a story might break that you went down the Four Winds, the local bar, and you glassed someone. For no reason.
Unreasonable glassings.
Yeah. Now, because you did that, Twitter don't like that. But they don't want unreasonable people who fight in bars on their platform. So they read that headline and they just ban you from Twitter. You've never broken their terms of service, but they don't want you on the platform because of what you represent. So that, to me, is the start of... a very worrying trend, right? That we are now going to start banning people for things they say off our platforms. And if you start applying that to everything, to the YouTubes, like all of a sudden, they've now got carte blanche to deplatform you for everything and anything. And this is really worrying. Interestingly enough, you will notice that none of these big companies have been, because I think it's interesting. Like I saw Reddit make this post like, hey, we've been doing loads against net neutrality. You motherfuckers met with like the CIA and shit. Like, I'm pretty sure if all these big Silicon Valley companies said to the ISPs and the government, next time you want a favor during the election, next time you want us to remove that fake news, wink, wink, So, or next time you want us to remove hate speech, wink, wink, we're not going to do it if you enforce this net neutrality, because it's going to hurt our bottom line, and our customers and users feel very passionately about that. I haven't seen that threat get made, and I think that's very interesting in and of itself. I've seen some kind of very mild, when you consider that when the travel ban came in, and again, I won't call it a Muslim ban because it's never what it was, but when that travel ban came in from Donald Trump, Uncle Tom Cobley and all was fucking talking about that. Uncle Tom Cobley and all was saying, well, this is a disgrace. We've got people who might be affected if Donald Trump expands the travel ban. Therefore, we want to make a stand now. And when they pulled out the Paris Climate Accord, a completely voluntary, symbolic, non-legally binding treaty, they went mental about that. People were even talking about defecting. Macron came onto TV and said, I will grant you all, fucking safe harbor in France. Yeah, good luck with that, by the way. So it's weird to me that with net neutrality breathing down our necks, these companies haven't been just a little more brutal about it, a little bit more savage. They haven't gone quite as hard or made any threats like they did over these other things. And I think that's interesting, but that's not what I want to talk about today. I think that needs to be researched and planned out, and probably is worth a podcast in and of itself. Like, how do we arrive at this point? But anyway, so we can do that. We can do a bit of comedy instead. And the comedy, the funny part is this. So Facebook, obviously, you've got, well, everyone has to have this now. You know about revenge porn, obviously.
Yeah.
Yay.
Mid-yawn.
Yeah, it's all right. So, yeah, you know about revenge porn. And this is where you're, people that maybe you've been in a sexual relationship with, or sometimes not always. You might be sending pictures to somebody that you're in a relationship with, and then like maybe an ex-boyfriend hacks your account, or maybe someone you've not met hacks your account, gets those pictures and goes, oh, here we go. Sending that, straight over to, exesexposed.com or whatever. Hopefully not a real website.
That you've just done an ad for, and now for a mid-roll ad on the Richard Lewis Show, exesporn.com.
I don't think that's real. So yeah, like fucking what they've agreed to clamp down on it. It's illegal now in most countries, and good, because I can't think of many things worse than having something very intimate and private kind of exposed publicly. We all saw what it did to Leslie Jones, for example, and I don't particularly like Leslie Jones and the way she's carried herself, and I certainly didn't like the pictures. It just shouldn't happen to anybody, whatever the political divide you're on. It's a terrible thing to have happen, and it's really intrusive and invasive and demeaning, and it's good that it's illegal. So in a bid to sort of clamp down on this, Facebook have come up with a very bizarre idea, and they're trying to do a pilot program. This is over in Australia, where they want the users to send in their nudes preemptively so they can run an algorithm which would identify their nudes if they got leaked and preemptively delete them. So in other words, to stop your nudes getting released, give us your nudes.
Send nudes from Facebook.
This is real. I noticed you haven't brought it up yet. Show it to people, because they won't believe me otherwise. They'll think I'm mental. They think I imagined this. But this is reported by ABC Australia, and it says here, we're not storing the image. we're storing a link from where it exists and creating a unique ID for it. And then we use artificial intelligence, love a bit of AI, me, and other photo matching technologies. So if somebody tried to upload the same image, it would have a digital footprint or hash value, and it would be prevented from being uploaded. That's what they want to do. Sounds like Scientology, you know. Well, if you want to get to meet Xenu, you better give us your nudes.
No, don't mind me while I wank in this plant pot.
You know. By the way, John, that masseur called. Yeah, that's Travolta. You can Google that. So yeah, my advice for this would probably be to not do it. I think would probably. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit cynical. Maybe I'm an old man. I don't understand technology. I wouldn't do that. I can't think of any world in which I would think that was a good idea to send a big tech company nudes of myself so my nudes don't get leaked. I just, yeah, I don't really, I don't think that's a good idea. You got any nudes of you, Sam?
Yeah, I sent them to Facebook just now, mate.
I can imagine you doing something like just mad like that. Like
Yeah,
just
I tweet it, mate.
no, but like just sending nudes to people, man.
Why would that be happening?
I don't
Why
know.
would I plague anyone's eyes with that?
No, mate. It's just your thing, isn't it? You're just sick.
Why is that my thing?
You're just demented, aren't you?
No, I'm reasonable.
I still am so sad about the time you deleted that video. I'm still sad to this day that we never got that.
Why would that ever remain to exist?
But I don't know, mate. I just think it's sad, brother. I think it's sad. There was the perfect giant moon. We never got to see it, brother.
You know what they're talking about. This probably sounds way weirder than it is, but when we did that Cologne documentary, the
With an
Nip
FP,
is
yeah.
Magic one, just when we were filming the hotel, I just walked past and just dropped my kegs and just full ass shot on him.
It was just like, why have you done
Giving it a wake up, mate. Keeping it cheery in the morning, getting the morale up.
Yeah, it did get the morale up, but but then it ruined the morale when you deleted it after I was just going to release
Yeah,
it.
because you're like, I'm going to tweet it. I'm like, nah, not reasonable. That was a little meme for me and you, mate. A personal in the hotel room meme, not one to be spread on the internet.
Like, I don't, it wouldn't have been revenge porn. So I'm not be a revenge pornographer. That's a bit strong, isn't it, mate? Bit strong. Yeah, and I've still got those pictures somewhere where you fucking brurred on that aeroplane as well.
Wasn't bad.
And I know you've got photos of my ass.
Yeah.
You tell people, do you? Right? At least you voluntarily dropped your kicks in the camera. But apparently I used to go through this phase in my life.
The face of wanking off dolphins.
No, it was just a phase. When me and Sam used to share hotels, for some reason, I went through a phase where I would sort of just in the middle of the night, just kind of like lower my. I don't even know why. I don't know what was going on. And then every time I did it, Sam would just take a picture of it without me knowing, right?
Yeah, but I'd show you in the morning.
Yeah, you
Look
show
at
it.
that, mate.
And then I'd say delete it, and you go, no, mate, that's insurance.
Yeah, I know how to keep a job. Position of power, mate. Get wrecked. Yeah, but you're the one in the position of power there, so really, it's not my bad.
That's still some straight Hollywood shit, man. What are you doing?
Well, okay, but it's not like, right, it's not like I'm going under the blanket and sneaking a flash pic of it. It's just in my face when I wake up, mate. I am merely a documenter of my life.
You can look at a wall or something.
Look at the wall. What am I?
Until I wake up. Just look at the wall until I wake up, mate. Stand in the corner and just fucking let me have a good night's kip with my arse out. What's
Yeah,
wrong?
I do have to snap in a quick picture to show you what unreasonable conditions I was living under.
Yeah, but then that's not what I want to see as well when I wake up. Like, I don't want to see my own ass, you know?
Neither do I,
but why you?
I was taking pictures as an attempt as like some sort of intervention, mate. I thought if I show you how bad it is from the outside,
Yeah,
you'll
but why
realise.
put it posterity if you don't even want to see it? Like, you know, and then like the first thing I wake up in the morning and you go, oh bloody hell, Rich, look at this, and then it's straight in. It's at least going. Then I zoomed in a little bit and zoomed in.
That's it. There's never that many.
You can see the hoop in this one.
It's never a collage.
You've done that a ton, mate.
It's just a one-hit quitter, mate. Just one little bap. Then I go to bed, and then we'll have a giggle in the morning, man.
Yeah, I'm not giggling, am I?
Stop getting your fucking ring piece out, then.
But I'm
Easy to learn.
the victim, aren't I? You know what I mean?
You can't keg yourself and then go, I am a victim. What is that?
You're a monster, Sam. You are. Straight
Took those
Hollywood.
pictures in public domain, mate.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I know you've got at least one. I know you have.
Probably, yeah.
But I'm saying this. When I die,
Then I can release it.
yeah, you can release them. Like, yeah, just put it out. Like,
Tidy.
yeah, put it out. The people want to see it. I remember actually, just before we wrap up the show, I actually got into trouble in one of my sort of first ever esports jobs because of my ass.
Like, you shit up the walls.
No, nothing like that. It was the same thing. Right, so I used to go to this thing called iSeries, right?
Yeah.
Which for people watching the show maybe don't know it. It's like a UK LAN, you know. It was like the biggest, and I used to have a little community because I had my own gaming brand and an organization. I used to run an organization called Excite UK. And it was a big sort of public community. We had like public servers. You know, everybody did it back then. This is like 2006, 2007 maybe. And, you know, we always go out and get ratted and fucking, you know, on the sauce. And there was one LAN in particular, I think it was like I-31 or I-32, where we'd put together a really good Counter-Strike team. Jack Frags was on it. Right, the guy who is now Jack Frags, he used to be called Callisto back then. He was a decent 1.6 player and a good source player. And, you know, was on this second string team in the UK basically throughout most of his career. And anyway, we were expected to do really well, and we got like the 5th seed or something, right? You know, and we went out at like 17th to 24th. And we went out in the most bullshit fucking way ever, right? It was unreal. It was a must-win round. It was the old Inferno. I'm behind my boys. Everyone starts running up, right? The flashes are gone. Smokes have subsided. They start running up Banana. And Jack Frags, Callisto, Jack, he's on top of Coils. And we're on a fucking dog shit buy, you know, because he's been under the cosh a little bit. But we just started clawing it back. This is the must-win round. And they all line up. It's brilliant. And do you remember Burst Fire in Counter-Strike Source on the FAMAS? Mental. Jack's got a FAMAS, and they've all lined up. They are literally, he's going to ping 3 fucking headshots. They've just aligned like fucking planets, right? And as he clicks the fucking left mouse button to shoot, blue screen.
Oh.
I shit you not. And he blue screens. We lose that round. We had to take a timeout. We're eco. We lose. And we got knocked out by some like shit UK mix. Right? And it was like really annoying. So anyway, after that, I said to the lads, I was like, oh, don't feel too bad about it. Some of them fucked off early. And I said, bollocks. Because everyone was like giving us a hard time on social media. Oh, well, not social media back then, but forums, you know?
Can't dread.
Yeah, on you know, the other forums too. And like people were just IRC, whatever we use, whatever smoke signals. And they were giving us a real fucking hard time, right? So
I hate your code being passed around everywhere.
So I went out and got fucking smashed. I got obliterated. And to give you an idea, I mean, I was a much bigger drinker back then. I still put it away now when I want to. But that was when I was like, I just drank like I deserved to die, basically. It was intense. So
drinking with no self-control or self-worth.
I don't understand. So the first thing was like I downed like one of them quarter bottles of Jägermeister just off, like glug, glug, like cough syrup, like just glug, 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 glug. That's in there now, right? So it's like, yeah, well, it's only Jägermeister, fuck it. Then somebody pulled out like half a bottle of Jack and said, do you want that? And I went, yep. And they meant, do you want a swig? I'm down the whole fucking thing. Then I went and had like a few pints at the bar. I even did a boat race while I was in there. And you can imagine by the time I've got out, I'm absolutely fucked. My feed is gone, you know? And I'm like, I'm staggering around the tent and all with the lads. Yeah, give me some fucking Strongbow, you know? And as I've done that, someone's come up behind me and just pulled my trousers down. But they've double kegged though. They got
the pants.
Yeah, their grip was so good, they got my boxers too. And I'm arseholed. Like, I don't know. I'm
like a Walking Dead zombie extra with just laughing up.
It is full fucking Walking Dead, mate. I think because I got photos of it. I actually fucking fell over at one, like trying to lift my own trousers back up. I was that gone, and some cunt runs up and fucking takes a load of pictures of it. Now, at the time, I was working for the CGS, and obviously this fucking got back to the boys. And I got pulled into a meeting, and they were like, there's been some disturbing revelations about your behavior. And in fact, actually, I've got a photo of look, here we go. I've actually got the picture. Fortunately, no nudity. This is like nice. From the front, the no nude version. So here we go. I'll give it to you. I don't even give a fuck. There you go. I'm doing some sort of proto dab in the picture as well. There I go.
Trendsetter, mate.
It's Twitch safe, guys. Don't worry. You got it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, there you go. So this is sort of as it happens, right? And everything's just out of fucking shot, right? They can't see Sack. That's not Sack. That's not Sack. There is no Sack.
Just the floor through the gap.
Whoever did that, like you can see someone's pointing. It might even be the guy who's pointing that did it. And then, you know, the next few pictures aren't Twitch safe. Let's put it that way. And these pictures are basically sort of. Actually, here you go. Here's one as I'm pulling them back up. I think and just look how fucked I am. My eyes have gone in this one. I'm absolutely smashed. And that's with my mate TJ, who one time tried to give me some horrific fluid brought back from Africa by spitting in my eyes. He's a good mate. So anyway, yeah, I got completely fucked. And yeah, I got called into a meeting and basically had to explain why there was pictures of my fucking arse. Or look how mangled I am. Pictures of my arse all over the internet. So I'm just saying, brother, don't what are you doing here?
Just enlarge your new mate.
Zoom, look.
Enhance.
Look at that, mate. Look at that. It's fucking. That is broad. Look, people are saying turn that into an emote. Definitely don't. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm just saying, right? Don't don't get me fired again by putting my ass out there. Wait until I'm dead. Wait until it's over. Wait until it's all over. Then you can do what you want with the photos, Sam.
Deal with.
Right.
I ain't gonna publish them anyway, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, I do worry.
Just there we go. Give you an even bonger, right, mate?
Yeah. Oh man, look, I fucking wrecked that in a picture. Man. Nice. Picasso.
Double bonger.
Right, we can wrap up the show now. We've hit our. We're almost at 2 hours, so fuck it. Went further in than I thought we were gonna. That was a mad tangent. But just whatever. So that's how real I am in esports, guys. I've done it all. I know the bitter disappointment of defeat, and I know what it's like to lose. Well, not lose a job, but to be severely reprimanded for getting your ass out. So we're gonna end on this one. Now, I always take the Express with a pinch of salt. I don't think it's a necessarily reliable paper. It's basically like a poor man's Daily Mail, to put it in context. But it did run this story, and wow, I've just looked back at the pictures. What the fuck is going on there, man?
I've made a masterpiece, man.
People are saying TJ looks mental, right? Let me tell you about TJ. That guy, he flashbanged me at a barbecue. This is legit. We were all having a barbecue. It was like there used to be this community that we were all used to play Counter-Strike in, and we were having a barbecue indoors, like in a shed, and we literally just heard fire in the hole, and then there was this massive bang, like, and everyone was like, "Ah!" And TJ, because he knows a few dodgy people, he used to turn up to LAN with like weapons all the time. He's wild as fuck. He just threw this like real live flashbang into a fucking just into the middle of a barbecue. He just fucking nearly killed everyone. It was shit, you know, it was a real flashbang. Honest to God. So he's one of the maddest cunts I've ever met. I don't know what he's doing now. I think he's married and settled down now. But
flashbanging his kids, keep him on edge.
People are saying that I told the story when Henry was on the show. It's legit. It's a true fucking story. Anyway, back to the Express and the last story of the show. So obviously, there's been lots of discussion about consent and power dynamics and sexual politics because of everything that's been coming out of Hollywood. With your Weinsteins and your Spaceys. I just can't help but feel that this might just be, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this woman's got it right. But basically, there's a school in Northumberland Park, and she has gone to war with her local school where her kids go because they read Sleeping Beauty to the kids, and she says because Sleeping Beauty didn't consent to be kissed, that this is bad. Now,
but does she not get the premise?
She needed the kiss.
Yeah, it's not any old kiss.
She obviously Sleeping Beauty needed the kiss to get woke up again, to get woke. Otherwise,
it's not like it's just a kiss. It has to be from her one true love. So if it's the one true love, she's obviously consenting. That's the whole point.
Yeah. So she said that this is in the Express. I think there's a specific issue in Sleeping Beauty when it comes to sexual behavior and consent. It's about saying, is this still relevant? Is it appropriate? So she put in a complaint to the school about kids being read a fairy tale. I can think of far worse fucking fairy tales, right? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I always thought the fucking what's it called? Hansel and Gretel. That was always a little deep.
So first of all, you got some crazy witch nonce who's also a cannibal. And like the parents fucking throw the fucking kids out and leave them to get got by the witch nonce. We still read that to kids. Yes, I worry about where we're headed in terms of, fiction. Like, can we just let fiction be fiction? Can we? It's not hurting anybody, Why would you want a fairy tale banned from school? They're for kids. And again, she doesn't, like you said, she doesn't even get the premise, dude. She doesn't even get the premise.
Imagine not getting the premise of Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, that's shocking. I mean, I can also see there what's...
Yeah, I know, reasonable as fuck from the Express is dropping ashes on me. I'll have a scroll down here then, shall I, mate?
Yeah. I did just notice that. But, just... No problem. It's all good. Delete the VOD. So there you have it. That was the show. That's pretty much all I've got. I'm all out of shit. We probably wasn't that funny. We didn't plan anything or prepare anything. Sam just rolled out of bed after his 50th bong hit of the day. Like that Wolverine picture. He was just looking at photos of my ass. I miss those good old days. But now you got something to go and do in your spare time. You can go and look up about that dolphin.
Nice.
Definitely read up on it. So what are we going to do tomorrow? Well, depending on how this cold kicks in, I can feel it. I'm starting to dry out now. We may or may not do another one of these. We're certainly going to do it by the numbers. We're going to do it no matter what. That'll be at 5:30, I think. Was that the planned time?
Yeah, your time. 5:30 your time.
Yeah, 5:30 Eastern time.
Actually, did we bring it back 30 minutes for Duncan?
Mm.
It's either 5 or 5:30. Come here 30 minutes before to be safe.
Yeah, to be safe. And then we're going to do that. And then we might fit in 2. Because what I'm thinking about doing is, because we got to talk about IEM Oakland and all the other news that's going on. And there's some other topics. Like I was going to make it a bit juicy because obviously we hadn't done the show on time and people have been waiting for weeks now. Yeah. So I was going to put some of the juicy stuff like the Mega Man tweet and things like this, right? And then what I'm thinking is if I can get Anders to come on and talk about the blast.
Yeah. We could do it if we should talk to Thorin, but we could do just a huge 4-hourer and I'll cut it into 2.
Yeah, we could do that maybe. But again, you've always got to get Skrilla Lord's approval, right? So we'll see. But there it is. Oh, and there's another one of the other mad, out from nowhere. You know Joffatron, who's a mod in the chat?
Yeah.
He was at another iSeries where a guy who I had called an onliner, a player called Boosty, right? He had a mental breakdown because we all said he cheated, and he said that he didn't. So while we were at this barbecue for a community called Twisted Play,
you put an hot spatula on your head.
No, he fucking charged at me
like a bull.
No, it was like who used to do the spear?
Goldberg.
Yeah, it was like the Goldberg spear, and he speared me through a fence, and the fence. Like below it, there was it was like a terraced house on a thing. So we went through the fence and onto a concrete floor, and he rode me down on my back, and my head smashed onto the concrete. And I've got a scar. My ear got caught on a fucking nail and ripped in half. I've got a scar here. I've got a scar across my tattoo up here where a bit of wood chopped my arm up. And then I had a concussion for the rest of the eye.
What kind of no holds barred Mick Foley match is this, mate? It
got worse because then he had a fucking mad breakdown, and we came into the kitchen, he was crying, going, I don't cheat, lad. And he had a fucking knife in his hand. It was the maddest. Joff will vouch for this.
How big was this guy?
No, see, look, Joff's going amazing. It was.
Yeah, it sound.
I remember when Boosty full on WWF too. He threw a full beer can at my head as well. It was mad.
Was he big? Well, was he like a little one?
Just a normal sized human, basically Season 1 on any EA sports game. Anyway, Joff and Jaffro are in. They're two of the Welsh boys from way back when. So thanks for joining, guys. You're a little bit late. We're about to go off. But yeah, so we'll do by the numbers tomorrow, is what I was saying. Yeah, look, see, John, look at this. Look at this. He said he was going to kill us with a ring pull from a Foster's can. Like, box went. Like, I've never seen it.
Making prison shanks out of fucking beer cans.
So yeah, so we'll do by the numbers tomorrow. We'll definitely do that, and then maybe we'll do another one of these. I don't know, but we'll definitely be around. And then I'm going to go away for a few days. And then we'll do Rocket League, and then we'll come back, and we're going to get at the movies with Rich and Sam up and running. It's happening. So if you've got a film in the public domain you would like us to do, get in touch, tweet at us. We're probably going to do Reefer Madness first, though. And yeah, that's that. So unless you've got anything to add, Sam, let's get the fuck out of here.
Stop wanking off dolphins. Stop eating avocados. And get your fucking life together.
Yep. This is the future liberals want. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks to everybody who donated, subbed, etc., etc. When we get to that 375, we will give you another T-shirt free, something from the merchandise store, which you should totally check out, by the way. It's down there, the link. And yes, we've got a new T-shirt coming out as well. The Grow the Fuck Up thing has been designed by our resident artist, Chloe. So until tomorrow, cold permitting, take care, and we will see you when we see you. Peace.